Dan in Telford has written in with a plea. There is a thriller I watched as a teenager, definitely American, so almost certainly French, that recurs to me whenever circumstances conspire to have me in a multi-story office block out of the usual 9 to 5 and when it's pitch black outside. This doesn't happen often, but when it does, this half-remembered movie has me dreading the bit of the lift or elevator journey when the doors open, both getting in and getting off. The movie has a crazed and seemingly motiveless murderer terrorizing the last few occupants of a skyscraper. Think Nakatomi Plaza, like that. He's sealed all the exits and roams the floors, killing with relish. The heroine, blonde hair, 80s power suit, is in disbelief that this is happening and wants to think it's all a wind-up. But after witnessing the dispatching of a co-worker, she sits blank-faced with shock in the lift with the doors slowly opening and closing repeatedly. Then the lift is called from one of the floors below, and she's surely on course for a face-to-face with the killer. Anyway, does this scene ring any bells? I think if I can watch what was surely a terrible movie again, I can rid myself of this completely illogical feeling of dread that I have when I'm somewhere late at night. It's usually bustling with noise and people. Calling for the lift feels like painting a target on my back for any unsavory types lurking in the building. Mark, can you help? Dan in Telford.
Well, I mean, when you think Tower Block movies like that, you think of Tower Block, which is written by James Moran, who I think is absolutely brilliant screenwriter. But the problem with that is that it sounds very generic. I mean, there is an episode of Twilight Zone that involves a lifty thing. There is the M. Night Shyamalan produced film, was it called Evil? In which they're stuck in a lift with the devil. And then there is, like you say, Nakatomi Plaza. But I'd be very hard pressed to nail that down. Although, as I said, I always say the same thing. There will be somebody right now shouting at the film going, "You idiot, it's blah."
This is from Morten Notodden, which I've almost certainly got right. Morten's in Norway. I regularly watch your reviews on YouTube, and when you started WTF, I thought, finally, maybe Mark can help me with this film I've been looking for many years. Here's what I remember. It's set in what I remember as a small research station, at least a multi-building complex, in the middle of a blazing desert. The cast of the film are stranded at this station. One of them is a bit of an outsider, possibly an ex-con, a criminal, or something similar, and is both feared and shunned by the group. As the film progresses, the group becomes increasingly hostile towards each other, much like in The Thing, and they lock up the outsider in a confined space where the heat from the sun becomes a threat. The leader of the group also becomes increasingly unstable. Near the end of the film, he strips naked, of course, and I think he sets out into the desert. The outsider eventually escapes from his hot prison and is eventually, surprisingly, the hero of the film. Didn't see that coming. I remember the outsider being played by Tim Roth, but I have been through his filmography without finding this film, so I might be mistaken. I would guess the film is from the 80s or 90s, or probably the 60s. I hope you can help me. Morten in Norway.
Morten in Norway.
Morten in Norway. But his surname, look, it's written in English. It's Notodden, but I imagine it's Nurtenden.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like hot thing, doesn't it? It sounds like the Thing, but with hot rather than ice. I'm inclined to say Red Desert Penitentiary, but obviously not, because anyway, 80s, but it didn't come out for ages and ages. Bits of it, weirdly enough, sound like the plot of the Human Centipede 3, and I'm sure it's not that, because you'd remember having seen that. So, yeah, once again, this feature, which sounded like such a great idea to me when we started, but has just become a weekly humiliation of me. No,
it's not, because we always make it clear it's not a catch mark-out feature.
Yeah, but it kind of is. It's like when people say there are no losers, and you go, but there are.
Okay, well, but apart from that, it's what has everybody seen? Because between us, we've seen pretty much everything. Does that ring any bells? If it does, for next week, please, mayo@bbc.co.uk.